guys, welcome back to another COVID-19 lockdown vlog. Straight off the bat I just want to say I'm sorry, it's been a few weeks. My last video was a daily and I mentioned on that I was going to cut back to doing it weekly, but I've missed a few and look, that's my bad. I've had a lot going on which I'm about to talk to you about, but I could have managed my time better and I could have made it happen still. But anyway, I'm back now and these are going to start launching every Monday. My plan for my videos across the channel are going to be, I'm going to film this on a Saturday, so the numbers I talk about will be up to the Saturday, but I'm not actually going to launch it till the Monday. So Monday morning we'll have the COVID-19 lockdown vlog happening. Then on a Wednesday night at 7 PM I launch my chats with PJ each week, which I've been doing with PJ from Addicted to Grow, so check those out. And then on a Friday I'm going to be doing my steps towards self-reliance video, which is what my latest veggie garden video has been. So yeah, I'll start off by talking about the veggie garden. Since my last vlog, that sort of, particularly the first week, I spent a lot of time getting this veggie garden done. A lot of work went into it. I was very worn out in the evenings after doing it, which is kind of why videos didn't happen. I'll throw it up here, you can check that out. There was a lot of work going into that, and even now it's up and going. I'm still spending quite a bit of time in the garden doing other things. We're trying to get our whole garden up and organised, so I've been clocking up lots of hours outside. Days like today it's pretty wet and I'm not. The weather has been a bit hit and miss. And then the following week we had my wife's grandmother pass away, which I'm going to talk about further in a minute, but obviously that took up some time and energy working with that. And then obviously a 10-month-old baby, as Grace now is, takes up a lot of time and energy. She has been sleeping pretty rough for a few weeks, so we've been working on less sleep. My wife's actually gone and bought an aroma snooze the last few days, which seems to be helping her sleep better. Still waking a bit, but yeah, I think it's improving her sleep. We've only had it a few days, so it's hard to say for sure. But you've been having better nights, haven't you? And even during the day, sleeping better with it. So it's great. Hopefully that continues. We can catch up with some sleep a bit more and yeah, have a bit more energy to push through the days. You squiggly? Yeah, so it's kind of ironic, I guess you could say, that one of the reasons I said I was going to swap from going daily videos to weekly videos is that I thought we would mentally be really struggling with this, and each day we could be documenting how hard we were finding it, but we actually weren't finding that the case. We were doing really well, keeping busy, and yeah, doing alright. So that was one of the reasons, as well as us getting quite a repetitive routine, so videos were going to get a bit boring being daily. But yeah, so I was going to swap to weekly, and now that's really changed. We actually have been struggling a bit. We're up to, I think, nearly day 50 now. Anyway, this video will say on it what day we're up to. But yeah, so we've been in isolation for quite some time now, and we've been really strict on it. We just obviously wanted to keep Grace safe and see how things played out. We're actually not as worried about it now. We have relaxed a little bit. We've been seeing people, still doing the social distancing, but going for walks with people and yeah, actually seeing other people in person. But yeah, it has been starting to wear on us. We're a bit sick of staying at home and yeah, not getting out and seeing people in the family, and even for Grace, not socialising as much. So yeah, we have found it a little hard this last week, but where it got very hard, and the first time I think COVID-19 really, the effects of the social distancing and isolation hit us, was with my wife's grandmother getting sick and then passing away. So because she was in a nursing home and the rules that they've put in place, it took numerous phone calls and an email to actually manage to get my father-in-law in to see his own mother a few days before she passed away, which yeah, it's a really tough thing to have to deal with and quite ridiculous really. And what it really was is that we just had to get to the person with the authority to give the okay. It wasn't necessarily that we're having to put up a big fight, it was just getting to that person with authority to have a conversation with them, and then they were quite open and understanding of it, and then that was for my father-in-law. Then for my wife, she basically had to wait until the day before she passed away, when they let her go in. And then to get into the nursing home, you had to have your temperature taken, and mask and gown up, you know, quite an effort just to get in there. And then there was the funeral itself. Obviously at the minute we have restrictions of 10 people at a funeral, which makes it very hard with a family with 4 kids and then obviously grandkids on top of that, so even just to get the whole family there. The one fortunate, I guess you could say, part of it was that it was a graveside funeral. So what actually happened is that the 10 people were allowed to be up close, and then a small group back further with a speaker, so still there but not real close. So yeah, it was a bit weird like that, but it was nice that if you're in a funeral home, for example, you could only have the 10 people, I presume. So yeah, but they were able to still be there. Oh, I'm getting a bit wiggly. Yeah, so that's the first time COVID's really hit us in a real negative way, and the reality of the restrictions, and it did affect us, and it did consume some mental energy, particularly for my wife. So a quick few things we've done with Grace over the last few weeks is we got a pickler, which for anyone that doesn't know is a climbing frame. I didn't know what it was till my wife brought it up. It's basically this A-frame climbing frame, which actually I'll throw up a video over the top of this of it. She hasn't really got the hang of it yet, a little too young, but she's starting to walk around it and go on the slide part a bit, so yeah, she's getting there. And we also gave her a spaghetti bath, which was a good bit of fun. Yeah, just 2 bags of spaghetti thrown in this tub, and she played around in there for a good while. And yeah, taken for a walk most days. Weather's a bit hit and miss, so we've missed a few days, but getting outside as a family as much as we can. We had a little picnic lunch the other day in our front lawn, which was nice when the sun was out. Another thing for the wife and I bought a board game, well actually it's more of a card game, called Forbidden Island. And it's a bit of fun. The reason I chose this game is because it's a co-op game, so you work together, which when it's just the 2 of you can get a bit boring, especially if one of us wins all the time. So yeah, just to work together. It's also a pretty quick game, really only takes about 20 minutes. Alright guys, let's have a quick look at the current numbers. So the last 2 days here in Tasmania we've had no new cases, and the days leading up to that they've certainly been very low numbers. I think we had 4 for a few days in a row. So yeah, pretty low. And then if you look at this graphic here, currently 50 active cases and 221 total cases, and 44 of those active cases are in the northwest, which I'm in the south, I'm in Hobart, so yeah, there's only the 4 active cases near us. Total deaths is at 13, 1 ICU patient, 8 hospital patients, and 158 cases recovered and released from isolation. So yeah, that's where the numbers are at, guys. They're starting to look better. Still not great in many people's opinions, but I'm glad to be seeing an improvement with that. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this week. Thanks for watching. Throw us that thumbs up if you like it, and yeah, I'll see you again next week for an update on the COVID lockdown.